Welcome back to the channel. Monica Louv here at The Love Messages. So today we are going to be doing your reading for the month of October. This is going to be a general reading, so it may resonate with you, it may not. If it does resonate with you, there will be links in the description box for more information on this reading. So Virgo, in this reading, I'm going to be taking a look at past, present, and future for you. I'm going to clarify the cards, and I'm going to pull some advice for you. Okay, let's see what is happening for you in the month of October. Okay, so your challenge, you have the Hermit. Wow, the Hermit is you. Okay, so the challenge here is you, the Hermit. And what you don't see coming at the bottom of the deck, you have the Hangman upright, okay? So your biggest challenge here, Virgo, is the Hermit really overthinking certain things in your life. I see a lot of you taking time out of your day-to-day routine and just being able to free yourself. There's something here about, I'm just freeing myself. I want to free my mind. I want to free my body. I want to take the time out just to think about me, okay? There's something here about you focusing on yourself, focusing on that inward feeling of knowing that you're okay, okay? There's a heavy energy here of, I just want to spend time on my own. And maybe it's been challenging for you because maybe you have people around you that are expecting things of you, or maybe people are trying to reach you or get to you here. But the challenge here is going to be really just taking time out to really nurture yourself, to check in with yourself. I'm getting a checking in with myself energy here, right? With the Hermit, like I need to take some time out for myself. I need to check in with myself. I need to make sure I'm okay. Now, if you haven't been doing this and it's been very challenging for you to get that alone time with yourself, there's a very strong need. There's a very strong need or desire for this, needing to take time out to reflect, okay? So this is going to be a big part of your challenge in the month of October, just reflecting and taking time out for you. We're going to see why this is showing up for you and what it is that you need to know about this in a moment. Now, in the recent past for you, Virgo, you have the Tower, you have the Five of Cups, and you have the Six of Pentacles. So in the recent past, there definitely was this energy of sorrow and sadness and disappointment because something here didn't work out the way that you wanted it to. You may have looked at the situation and realized that something you thought that was going to bring a lot of stability into your life didn't, okay? It didn't bring you that stability. It didn't bring you that support here. I do feel with the Five of Cups energy, there's definitely something here about, you know, a relationship, issues within a relationship, disappointment, infidelity for some of you. I think what really bothered you here in the past, Virgo, was the fact that you were extremely generous with somebody and they didn't really recognize or appreciate that generosity that you gave in the past. It really bothered you. So the idea of you feeling supported, loved in a connection may have changed here in the past because of some sort of instability that took place here, okay? We're gonna find out more when we clarify. In the present moment, you have the Two of Swords, you have the Queen of Cups, and you have the Temperance. So in the present moment, there's definitely a change. There's definitely a shift that's taking place. A lot of you have been closed off to a particular person. I feel this is a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. You've been really closed off to this person just because they've been making you wait, or something here hasn't developed as quick as you wanted it to here in the present moment. And I feel it's very much connected to love. Somebody here in the present moment is ready to offer love and give love. We see that with the Queen of Cups here, but the Two of Swords is here. So there's a feeling of blocked energy, right? There's a feeling of, well, how come this person isn't receiving my love? How come this person isn't interested in me? Or how come this person isn't making an effort towards me? We're going to see when we clarify. In the near future, you have the Emperor, you have the Knight of Cups, and you have the Seven of Wands. It's almost as if you are trying to chase the carrot here in the near future. Constantly trying to keep up with somebody's emotions here. Constantly trying to chase something here that you want, but you don't know if you're going to get it. Now, the Emperor is here in the near future, which means that there is a possibility here for stability, support, long-term abundance here. But because the Knight of Cups is here as well, there's some sort of inconsistency emotionally that's happening. And I think a lot of you feel this already in the present moment, but in the near future, it becomes more prominent. So you may need to decide whether or not this is something that, again, a situation in your life, could be romantic. I'm getting very strong romantic feelings. But very romantic feelings that are incomplete. There's something here about in the near future, it's incomplete. There's a vision of a possibility for stability, but is it actually happening in the near future? I don't know. We're going to see. Okay. You have the Hangman here in terms of what you don't see coming, which means there's going to be some sort of choice or decision. Two of Pentacles, the Hangman, where you may need to decide, do I still want to wait for this? Is this something that I still believe in, or is this just a fantasy or an illusion? We oftentimes don't talk about the Hangman being a card of illusion. It is a card of illusion, at least it is for me. Just simply because when you look at this card, you see the Hangman, she, it doesn't matter, is upside down. And usually the head of the Hangman is enlightened, meaning that there is, there's a lot of thought here. There's a lot of thinking. There's a lot of daydreaming, but there's no action being taken. So in the near future, you may need to decide if something here is just simply an illusion or it's actually something that's actually going to happen for you in your life. Okay. And we're going to find out again how that's tied into your reading as we go. Okay. So let's get into your reading. Let's do some clarification. Let's see what's going on for you, Virgo. Okay. So your challenge, Virgo, is the Hermit. Okay. And your challenge with the Hermit is either you're feeling that you are a challenge for yourself. There's something in your life that's creating some sort of challenge, which creates this challenge of you being your own worst enemy, or you feel challenged within yourself. You are the one challenging yourself. Or simply, it could be the fact that a lot of you just want time alone to reflect on something here. There's a feeling of, I want to reflect. I want to really, I really want to understand what's bothering me. Okay, this is going to be a big part of your challenge. You have the Two of Swords, the Magician, and the Page of Cups. There's a couple of things that I'm picking up here when it comes to your challenge. The first is that some of you watching this, it's been very difficult for you to accept an apology. It's been very difficult for you to accept maybe an offer in love. There's something here about not being open to love, not being open to forgiveness, not being open to anything really here. There's a strong emphasis here of a need for alone time, a craving of needing alone time, a craving of just needing to work on yourself and focus on yourself. Your biggest message here when it comes to your challenge is not to close yourself off from the world. A lot of you just want that time where you don't have to deal with anybody, right? You may say to yourself, I just don't want to deal with anybody. I don't want to have to deal with life. I don't want to have to deal with issues and drama, right? Part of your growth has a lot to do with being able to be open to experiences and opportunities here. The Magician's here, so your biggest challenge is recognizing that the more you close yourself off, the more you hide yourself. There's something here about hiding yourself. Maybe you spend a lot of time in your room alone, or maybe you just crave that alone time. Creating that balance between being open and being closed is going to be the challenge here for you. And the reason why I say that is because the Magician's here, and the Magician is talking about everything to do with creation, manifesting, creating our realities, being open to opportunities. The reason why opportunities may not be there for you, or maybe why you lack opportunities in your life, is because there is this challenge of being able to create that balance. Okay, keep getting something here about balance. And of course, October is the month of Libra, which is the scales. That is the Justice card. So I feel for you, your challenge has a lot to do with recognizing that the more you close yourself off to the world, the more you may feel out of alignment with the things that you want to create and manifest for yourself. So the challenge here is creating that level of balance within your life. It's okay to spend time on your own. In fact, it's very much needed. But there's also a time where you should be open to opportunities or open to things that definitely can be a part of your manifesting journey. Okay, so the balance is needed here, right? Not just spending all the time on your own and closing yourself off and thinking that the world is your worst enemy, because not everything is bad, right? So this is going to be a big part of your challenge. And if you are somebody who's always open all the time, maybe you're open to everything, but you find yourself disappointed, maybe you need to pull your energy back a little bit and create that space just for you to be on your own at times, right? Just for you to really recoup your energy. Because if you've been giving a lot to people, but you haven't been giving yourself that downtime to just reflect and be on your own, that's also equally important to your health and your well-being. Okay, and that's going to be a big part of your challenge. Okay, now let's talk about the recent past. I'm going to clarify all the cards for you. The first card I want to clarify for you, Virgo, in the recent past is the Tower. Okay, so the Tower here in the recent past, that is clarified by the Eight of Wands. You have the Ace of Swords and you have the Two of Cups. So in the recent past, there was a relationship that you were involved in here. I feel there was a lot of promises here in the past. Oh, I love you. You're amazing. You're great. You're the person that I want to spend the rest of my life with. There was this beautiful energy surrounding a relationship in the past, and you felt very much full with this feeling of, I know this is the one. This is the one I'm supposed to be with. This is the one I'm going to spend the rest of my life with. Yes. But lo and behold, the Tower happened here in the past. So there may have been, you know, a disconnection between you and this person. Maybe, you know, there was once a lot of stability here, but then things started to crumble here in the past. So you started to question the relationship on a very deep level. In fact, you were extremely generous in this relationship. Why? You were generous in this relationship because you felt secure. You felt, oh, I can drop my guard in this connection. I can really drop my guard and I can feel good. I can feel good about the situation, right? Here in the past. It was working. It was making you feel good. But some of you felt inadequate, you know. Some of you watching this in the recent past, there was a lot of this work. You were working a lot here in the past. Maybe your whole entire life was about work. You know, work, work, work. I have to work. I have to put in the work. And when you were working here in the past, you may have felt something was off. There may have been this feeling of, ooh, this feels off. There's something about this situation. It feels off. It doesn't feel like it's in alignment with me here. And there's something emotionally that started to affect you, but maybe you started to question your feelings mentally, right? You know, it's almost as if you were justifying your emotions here in the past. Oh, no, that's not possible. Oh, no, that can't happen. That's not, you know, why would that happen? So some of you may have found out that this person was cheating on you here while you were at work. They were doing things behind your back when you were at work, and you already had the intuitive feeling that this was happening, but then you were also denying it. It's almost as if you were in denial here in the past about this situation. Eventually, you found out the truth here. Many of you found out that somebody here was deceptive. They were dishonest. You quickly ended the connection, the relationship here in the past. And the good news here in the past for you was the fact that something here changed significantly for you, but it changed for you for the better. Something here changed for the better. It's like, oh yeah, okay, this isn't for me. Even though I felt at one point that this situation was for me, it turned out that it wasn't for me. And as a result of that, you cut it off very quickly. There was a little bit of sadness here, in fact, a lot of sadness here, but you knew that you had to move on. And I feel that there was something bigger and better that came into your life here in the past. Okay, so let's talk about the present moment. I'm going to start off with clarifying the Temperance for you, because I feel with the Temperance, there's something here about time passing, needing to be patient. The Temperance in the present moment is clarified by the Four of Cups, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Four of Wands. So in the present moment for you, Virgo, there's a lot of this patience, right? There's a lot of this, should I be open to a new relationship? Should I give my all in a relationship? Somebody here is interested in you, or you're interested in them, but there's this slight feeling of rejection. There's this slight feeling of, well, does this person really like me? Do they really want to be with me? Are they wasting my time? Am I ever going to be happy again? There's a lot of these questions swirling your mind of happiness. Am I ever going to be happy? Am I ever going to feel fulfilled? Am I ever going to get what it is that I want and that I need out of this situation? And I do feel that you will, but something here is taking a lot longer than you may have anticipated. I do feel, and this is a side note for some of you are dealing with somebody here who, it's almost as if they show you love and they're interested, but then their actions are completely out of alignment with what they're saying. Okay? They come towards you, they offer love, they're interested, but then there's points and times where you may feel rejected by this person, or you may feel that this person is inconsistent. Okay? There's a level here of inconsistency when it comes to this person. I'm not sure why. And there's also this feeling in the present moment when it comes to this person of needing to compete for their energy, their time, right? And I think, for many of you, if it is accurate in the past that you found out that somebody was cheating or lying, or maybe there was a breakup here in the past, or a disconnect that happened in the past, there's a little bit of fear here that inconsistency that took place in the past may happen again in the present moment. And this is something that you're constantly reflecting on all the time. This is why your challenge is the Hermit, because the things that bother you, you're constantly reflecting on them. Maybe you're not talking about it, maybe you're not mentioning it, but you're definitely aware of it. There's something here you're aware of in the present moment, and it does bother you. I'm sorry to say, it does bother you. So some of you are questioning whether or not you should continue to entertaining an emotional connection here in the present moment. Should I just walk away or not? And many of you may have not made the decision to walk away yet. And this is why your challenge here is the Hermit, because you maybe should, you should reflect on it before you actually fully take some form of action. But nonetheless here, I do feel in the present moment, there's definitely this emphasis here of needing to decide or make a decision. Now, there's also a closed off energy here where there's a feeling of, I need time on my own. I need time. Yeah, there's the Temperance. The Temperance, by the way, is here twice in the present moment. So there's this feeling of, I need time. I need time. I don't want to rush at this time. I don't want to rush to make a decision. The reason why you are closing yourself off in the present moment, or if this is somebody that you're dealing with that's been very closed off or unavailable to you, the reason why is because the timing isn't right. The timing is not right for this situation, okay? Is the timing going to be right in the future? Maybe. But right now it's not. It's not the right timing. And a lot of you are coming to this realization that you have a specific vision for the type of happiness that you seek in your life. Maybe you have this perfect vision of how you want your life, how you want things to be. And if that is not showing up for you in the present moment, a lot of you are not quick to jump towards something that is mediocre, right? You may be saying to yourself, I don't want to commit myself to something that's mediocre, or I don't want to give my all to something here that's not in alignment with me, and that's okay. And I think that's why your challenge is the Hermit, because before you open yourself up, you want to make sure that you're opening up yourself to something here that's in alignment with your vision for the future. So many of you are realizing, I have a specific vision for the future. I have a specific wants, needs, and desires. And if I don't see those things in the present moment, why should I commit myself 100% to something that isn't in alignment with that? Okay? Because some of you are pushing forward with something here that is not 100% yet. And it's very important that you're careful, because here's what I've learned in my life. And I'm going to give you a little bit of advice here in the middle of your reading, even though I give advice at the end of the reading. I've learned in life that when something isn't for me, it's going to show me before I make a decision, right? You know, sometimes you're wanting to make that decision. You're like, yeah, I want to make that decision. Boom, boom, boom. I want to move forward. But there is something in the present moment, either an attitude or behavior or the way, the dynamic of something. It's showing you, you know what, this may not be for you. You don't have to push the situation. You don't have to push something that is not for you. Even though you want it, there's something here of like, I want happiness though, you know, I want to feel good. I want to feel like I want this, but you want the right thing, not something that's kind of right. And this is what's really happening for you in the present moment. So I think the message here is to be aware of the signs when something isn't in alignment with you. And don't be afraid to take that time to reflect before opening yourself up 100%. Because some of you haven't opened yourself up 100% towards something quite yet because you know something here is off. Okay? All right. I can relax. that was a lot. That was a lot. Okay. So let's talk about the near future. Let's clarify. Okay, so the first card I'm going to clarify here in the near future is the Seven of Wands. Okay, so the Seven of Wands is clarified by the Six of Wands. You have the High Priestess and you have the Nine of Swords. So in the near future, there is this feeling of, and again, it's not going to resonate with all of you because some of you recognize in the present moment something is not for you. It's not 100% perfect. You have this feeling of, oh, it needs to be, you know, at least 95% perfect or 98% perfect or 100% perfect. Something here is not perfect in the near future. You are worried about this situation because you know deep down inside it's not the right thing for you, okay? I'm getting with the Nine of Swords and the Seven of Wands. I'm going to be really honest with you, Virgo. I feel there's something here you're forcing. You're forcing something, and the more you try to force the situation, the more you have anxiety, fear, and worry about it. So the message here is to really be honest with yourself, right? The message here is if something is not in alignment with you, maybe it's important that you listen to your inner voice. Your inner voice is showing up here with the High Priestess. A lot of you already know what is good for you. You know what is going to lead to more success in your life. You know what's going to lead to more abundance for you in your life. And by the way, in the near future, there's a lot of success for you only if you're listening to that inner voice. And this is why your challenge is the Hermit, because in the month of October, there's a need for a lot of reflection before you jump into anything. Because here's the thing, once you commit yourself to something, you're the type of person, this is what I'm getting, not going to resonate with all of you. You're the type of person, you're going to put your all. Some of you are putting so much energy into something here in the near future that when you find out that it's not in alignment with you, you may be very disappointed. To avoid this disappointment, to avoid this feeling of inadequacy, in the near future, that reflection needs to take place. Because your intuition is there. Your intuition knows what is good for you. Your intuition knows what's going to make you successful. Your intuition knows what's going to make you happy. But when you ignore that intuitive feeling here in the near future, it leads to you being a slave towards something that's not in alignment with you. Okay. And this is why there's a lot of anxiety and fear here in the near future. Now, because you're watching this reading, you're aware that this could potentially happen in the near future. So you are taking time out to reflect. And by you reflecting, you're going to be more in touch with your intuition. This is what the High Priestess is, which is ultimately going to help you to make the right decision to get closer to your success, which is the Six of Wands here in the near future. Now, you also have the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups is a card of inconsistencies for me. It's a romantic card, right? It's like, ooh, I like you. I like the way you look, you smell, you feel, but I don't know if I want you 100% here. You have the Devil here, the Ten of Wands, and the Ace of Pentacles. There's a connection in the near future that's coming into your life that it's nothing more than just physical attraction. There's so much physical, lustful attraction here that it's not enough. Okay, it's not enough for you. And this is what you're realizing in the present moment. Again, you want this. You're saying to yourself, yes, I want this happiness. I want to feel good. I want to feel love. I want to feel supported. I want to feel that I have, the highest feeling of love. But there's a lot of lust here in the near future. And this is what's really clouding your mind here in the near future, and may even also create more responsibilities for you. So there's going to be an opportunity here in the near future that's better than maybe an opportunity you felt that you thought was good for you. Because some of you think an opportunity in the present moment is the ultimate. And I'm going to be really honest with you, Virgo, I don't feel it's the best for you. I feel there's something better coming in for you. But the question is, are you going to be patient enough to wait for that better opportunity to come in? This is why the Temperance is here so many times in your reading, twice in the present moment. You have the Temperance here. You have the Temperance here twice in the present moment. Okay. The new opportunity that's coming in for you. Look, you have the Emperor here. And I think, watching this, a lot of you are watching this and you're saying, yes, I want to attract the Emperor. I want to attract that person that waits for me and, is happy to see me and makes an effort to come towards me and support me. They're coming in. Somebody's coming in. I'm getting a fire sign, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. I'm strongly getting Sun, fire sign. There's a passionate new beginning that's coming in for you, but I don't feel this is coming in until December, okay? December or even April of next year. So even though you feel something is good for you right now, I think you still need to reflect on it, because there's a bigger and better opportunity that's coming in. And you may be quick to make a sudden decision before reflecting on it. This is why what you don't see coming is the Hangman and the Two of Pentacles. So before you make any decisions, make sure that whatever you're deciding on is something that you wholeheartedly feel in alignment with. That's the main message here for you now. And to top all of that off, there's some other opportunity that's coming in for you, the Ace of Pentacles, all amidst something here that's difficult here that you've settled for. There's something here about settling for something here that really is just kind of mediocre. And I think, Virgo, that you can do better, or you can accept better into your life. Okay. So let's get some advice on this. What is the advice? Okay, so your biggest piece of advice here is the Ten of Swords, the Death, and the Two of Cups. Your biggest piece of advice is to recognize aspects of the relationship, a relationship either currently in your life or a potential relationship that's coming into your life. Your biggest piece of advice here is to recognize certain things within a relationship that may need to change, or certain things in the relationship that may end the relationship, right? So part of you reflecting is to recognize all the red flags, all the things that may lead to an ending of the relationship. A lot of you may have not reflected or thought about this, but there's a need here for reflecting, because some of you had a relationship here in the past. It was a significant relationship, and maybe you forgot why that relationship ended. There was something within that relationship that showed red flags, or it showed something here that you needed to be aware of here in the past. So your message here is, your biggest piece of advice here is, not all relationships are perfect. At some point, a relationship will come to an end. It's inevitable, okay? Nothing is permanent in this life, okay? That's just how life is. But recognize and realize the red flags. Recognize and realize why a relationship can come to an end. Is it because there's something that's currently happening in the present moment that could lead to an ending, or are you just simply ignoring it? Your biggest piece of advice is to accept a transformation or a change that's taking place in a relationship. Don't ignore it. Don't pretend like it's not significant, because the more you pretend that this situation within the connection is not significant or not important, the more you are delaying the inevitable. There's something here about delaying the inevitable, meaning something here is going to transform and change, whether you like it or not. And it's better for you to be honest with yourself now than get too deeply involved in something and then realize it needs to change. The more you're honest about the dynamics of a relationship now, the more you could avoid pain, suffering, trauma, an abrupt ending. Look at something for what it is within a relationship. Not everything is, like rose-colored glasses. When you put the rose-colored glasses on, everything's perfect, right? When you take them off, you're like, ugh, I don't really want to see that. So what in the relationship, whether you're in a committed relationship or you're just simply in, a friendship or whatever relationship, relationships are not always romantic, but if this is a romantic one, what are the potential reasons why the relationship would come to an end? What are the red flags there? What are the things that bother you? Are you addressing those things? Because if you're not addressing them and you're not reflecting on them, they will eventually come up and crop up in the future. And many of you are going to realize that maybe a commitment or a relationship that you think is for you, it may actually come to an end, and what is actually meant for you is possibly going to come in, okay? So your biggest piece of advice here is not to ignore the things that need to change and transform within your relationships. By identifying those things and taking the practical steps to change them, it's really going to save you time, energy, effort, and most importantly, it's going to save you from feeling sad and sorrowful from making a wrong decision. Okay, so this is what I have for you, Virgo. Super practical reading for you. I hope you got something from it. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next one.